I need to talk to you about some topic related to classes. Okay, class. So let me tell you, method defined inside a class. Let's say which is bound to the class, not um, instance or object. Okay, is called as class method. And what a class method? Just okay, class method. It's the method defined inside a class which is bound to the class, not the instance or the object. For an example, I'll just create a class. I'll just write this class. Say I'll define grade, colon, right, rhythm, and I just run this. Okay. Now I'll just click on object, the name of the class. Object is created. Now when I write greet, can anyone tell me if I run this particular cell, what will happen? Hello.
Yeah, hello, good evening will be printed.
Hello, good evening will be printed. How, I mean,
Oh, sorry. Yeah, hello, good evening will be printed because we are calling that a method, right? From that object.
but then are we passing self or something inside? We are not passing self.
Yeah, yes.
Not error.
Should get an error, right?
Yes,
Now
correct. Yeah, self need to be defined. Yes.
I'll just define self here. W1 dot create here an object, you know. Okay. So here now create method is an instance method. Agreed. So let's say what I'll do now. Just write class. Okay. Self and colon send self. Okay. Same thing. All right. Now here, let's say, an object. Now, when I write w1 dot greet, when I call this method, okay, I'll print self, okay, and then I'll print the I'll get hello, good evening. I'll print self as well. Self is going to give me that, like, which object it is. So if you see this, um, where did greet name self is not different. Okay, this, yeah. All right. See, welcome object at this memory location, main. Okay. Now, what I want to say here is, if I print double one, it's it's the same thing. Now, let's say by default, a method defined inside a class is an instance method. Okay, is this clear? Is an instance method unless specified otherwise. Now, so hold on a minute. So by default, a method defined inside a class is an instance method unless specified. So did you understand this line? Yes, everyone. Tell me yes, no, something.
So most by default the method defined inside a class. Any statement.
S- See, this is def greet. You're passing self. Okay. So when you are passing self, at that point of time itself, it has become an instance method because the object W1 is called here. W1, this object is called here self. So the self object itself is called here. That's why it is called as an instance method. So
Yes.
by default, a method defined inside a class is an instance method. Clear?
Yes.
Okay. Now, I mean, I'm
Yes, sir.
actually I want to show you guys how to create a class method. That's the thing. Okay. So this this I gave you an example of instance method, right? It's an instance method because we are passing an attribute self. Okay. Now we are going to understand what is class method. That is the topic here now. I mean, which I'm trying to explain you. So let's say to create a class method, we use a decorator. Okay. Decorator name as class method. Okay. Now I'll write here class. Welcome. Will enter at class method. Okay. I'm trying to write that. So whenever inside this method, I'm trying to create a class method. So what I'm doing, I'm writing add class method. And below that, I'm going to write def greet colon the print this class w1 welcome object created w1 dot greet. Okay, tell me what should happen now.
Sir, once I ask you, sir, at the rate class method is a user-defined or default, sir? Yeah, predefined.
We I was which repeat your question.
At the rate class method is whole word is a user-defined or
It's a
we write
it's a
anything or
it's a decorator in Python. For class method we use this. So
okay,
whatever the method that I'm defining, and I want this method to be a class method, I'll just mention at class method, and it is working as a wrapper, like a decorator. It is just making my method as the class method. Okay.
okay, sir.
Now w1 dot greet. Tell me the answer. What will happen if I run this?
They print hello everyone.
Okay, we'll see.
It's print.
It's not printing. All right, we'll see.
We have not mentioned the self there.
Say this is a class method. You cannot use self here inside the class method. I mean,
Ah,
you can do it, but I'm trying to tell you the convention way, the standard way to do things. So that is not the right way to do. Okay, that's the point. So let's say, all right, this maybe this will work. Do you think? What do you say? It will again give me the error. All right. So let me mention some points here. When we call a class method, try to understand one thing. Okay. The first example that I showed you, this self is an instance method. Greet method, you see this? Self is an object. This greet is the instance method. Clear? Now, I'm not using object here. I'm not using object here. So I'll just write things down so that it makes things clear what I'm trying to convey here. Okay. When we call a class method, a class method, I'm talking about the class method, using an object, the first argument that is passed is the class itself. Okay. It's the class itself, not the object. Is this clear? So we need an argument to capture it. This argument is by convention or standard called as CLS, which is nothing but class. Now, I'll do the same thing again. Copy this to here. Class method. I'll pass CLS. I mean, you can write anything you want. In place of CLS, you can write anything you want. Like you did here for instance object, you use self, right? For instance, variable, like you're trying to, like you're creating the object and you're calling it, and then only it's printing when you're passing self. So you're passing self. Here in class method, you're passing CLS. Okay. Now, when I'll just print CLS just to show you. Okay. Now, I'll run this. What I'll do is I'll just write W1 equals to welcome. Okay. Run this. Write W1 dot greet. So what will happen now? It is going to give me the, like it is going to print class. When we were printing self, what we were getting, the main welcome class object at this, right? Now what we'll get, just see like what we'll get. Class main. This is the class main welcome. Okay. Now when I print welcome, when I print welcome, it is going to give me the same thing, because I just want to prove you that this and this is going to give me the same output, because it's the same class. CLS and welcome is nothing but the same thing. Is this clear? Is this clear?
Yes, sir. But
Okay.
sir, when in an instant method passing self, then we got memory location of the object, sir.
Yes, I showed you. I showed you the same way when I ran
Where,
like when I was, yeah, you can watch the recording. Okay, I mean it was done in the first class or the second class, I don't remember, but we have done that. Okay, and we were getting the same object, same output. All right.
okay, sir.
Now,
Okay, sir.
yeah, so I'll just request you to look at the recording. Okay, instead of use again and again the same thing. Now, let's say I'm getting this. Now, what I'll do, now I'll do something like this. So, like class, I'll just talk this. Okay, and I take the formats from you. Hello, name. Okay, now this create an object using the class. Create it. Write W1. Wait. What will be the output if I run this? I mean, if I run this cell, if I run this cell, what will I get?
Error, sir. Error.
I'll get error, right?
Yes, sir.
Because I need to pass name. Because I need to pass name, because I'm giving you an argument which I have specified. Okay.
Sir, sir, but instant methods and class methods working like same or any different something?
There is difference. I'll show you. There is a difference. When when you're creating an instance method, you're writing add class method, and when you're writing like this is the class method, and you are going to write your class CLS. And when you're doing instance method, when you're writing instance method, what you're doing, you're passing self. You're not defining it like this. You're just passing self. And there is a difference. I'll just show you. Just hold on, okay? I'll just show you. Don't worry. I'll just show you. So I'll come to that point. I mean, there are things that I want to explain you in details. What is the difference? Okay. Now, let's say I pass a break. Okay. All right. Now, the next thing that I want to show you is give me a minute, okay? Just add something. Maybe I'll add something. When is the class itself okay? All right, it's already done. Yeah. I'll come to what the question was asked. Okay, I'll just come to that.
And Faisal, hello, am I audible?
Yeah. Yes. Yes. Yes.
Okay, so why there
You.
is this difference class method and object method? Because the object is the instance of a class, right? So obviously it has the access to class methods, right?
I'll say by default a method defined inside a class is an instance method unless you specified it. So there are class method and they work in class level, and I'll show you why I'm trying to define this difference. I'll just show you in a bit. So this why, like, even the
My voice is breaking.
previous
Hello.
even the previous doubt, it's the same thing. Like I can just answer that. So I'll just take some time and I'll just explain you the things. Okay. Hold on.
Okay, okay.
Yeah. So let's say um, let's say hold on. Where was the class student thing? Okay. Now, going to define this is only number. See, student name, print initializer is called, and then we're printing self roll number equals to roll number, which is nothing but the parameters, like whatever the parameter, like whatever the argument that you're passing, we're just taking that as our number as name. Okay, these are the attributes, role and name. I mean, by standard, you give both this name as same, like to remove confusion, like we don't have confusion. That's why I've given different name. Okay. And let's say I'm going to add in this particular class, I'm going to add a class method, right? So let's say, right here, add class method. Okay. Like def get underscore college CLS. That's what we pass. We'll type it in CLS as well. It should return. Let's say welcome to. I just pass you. I need to get this CLS. Add class method. Get the departments, like I'll just create a method that will get us the department. Get departments, yes. Again, I have to mention CLS because it's a class method. So you see a department is a list here. So since it's a list, I will have to use a loop here for I can write depart in CLS dot department, and it's departments, and then print depart. All right. Now I will try to create an object here. Say S1 equals to student 1001. This was the roll number that will go here, and then I'll say the name. Say Mark, and I'll run this. All right. So mark S1. So I'll just write here S1. Okay. Dot. All right. I can. I'm trying to. I'm trying to access S1 using the object. I want to access, let's say, get department. So I'll just write it as S1, but get underscore departments. Okay. And the object says it has no attribute. All right. I'm getting it. So arts, commerce, and science. I'm getting this as the output. Now, that is this class. This class is being used by the class method rather than the associating with the methods. Like, see, you don't see self here. Do you see self here inside here anywhere? Don't see self. You're not using self. In class method, you use class. In self method, you're using self. Okay. And I'll just come to the point, like why we need
My voice is your voice is breaking. No,
okay.
Faisal, your voice is breaking.
Okay, let me check. I mean, is it okay now?
Yes, yes, you are audible.
Okay. When we call the class method using the object, Python implicitly passes the class as the first argument of that class method. So we need an argument for that by convention, which is nothing but CLS. And you can take anything you want, but by convention, by standard, you use CLS. Okay. Now, let's say we have here this
See the
college.
definition. One sec. The definition what you have quoted there. Okay, it gives some other meaning. Okay, so what I understood after reading that, like while while calling class method through object, we should pass CLS. That's what I can read. Like, I can understand. When we call a class method using an object,
Hmm.
the first yeah. So do we need to pass class while calling from the object, or
See,
it is
when we call a class method, this is the
Hmm.
class method.
Correct.
So using an object, this is the object.
Correct.
The first argument that is passed in the class itself is CLS. That is what it is. Okay.
Okay, so the within what is that function definition, we should pass that class argument.
Yes.
While
CLS.
calling from the object, no need to pass any or yeah. So,
Yeah, we never did
correct.
that, right? Like even in the object, like even in the normal method, I mean, we call this as class method. That is an instance method when you do self. So at that point of time, you're not passing anything here. Okay. I mean, you're passing the argument, but you're not passing self.
Correct.
Because the yeah.
Faisal, but the definition what you have written, like
Hmm.
if I read it for the first time, like it gives some other meaning. Like I feel like I should pass this one
So
argument from the object. Like
hmm.
that, I'm understanding. Yeah.
No, it's not like that. Just understand that this is the class method.
Okay.
And that one, where you're using self is instance method. By default, when you talk in Python, by default, whenever it's a method, it's an instance method by default. Unless and
Correct.
until you specify that it is a class method.
Okay. And why do we need class method?
I'll show you. That thing will come now. I'll just
No.
show
Why
you.
do we need this?
That's what I'm saying. I'll just show you, like, why do we need class method? Like, it's for some reason we have class method.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Let's say we have this college. This college is nothing but the student college, right? ABC college. Okay. So when you do student college, say, I'll write here. Okay. When you print, say, student dot college, it will give you what? It will give you ABC
It will
college.
give the college name.
Yeah, the college name, ABC college. Okay. So the value, okay, the value that it has. Now, this was the ABC college it is going to give you. Now, this is the, let's say, yeah, this one is the class variable. Okay, cls.college.
Correct.
Yeah. And
Okay.
what, like the class variable get the departments. Now let's say values. So let's say I'll write here the for loop for, is my voice audible? Hello?
Yes. Your voice is
Yeah.
audible. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Now the important point is CLS. We are using CLS. CLS is the class name. Class name, nothing but student.
Okay.
When you're writing
Okay.
when you're writing CLS, you're nothing. It means that it is student there. It is
No, no,
student.
you are again breaking. Your voice is breaking.
Okay. So when we are writing CLS, that means we are writing student. So this CLS dot departments is going to check in student dot department. This student dot departments. Is this clear?
Yeah,
When
that
we are
is
writing
also
CLS dot
that is
college,
also clear. Yes.
student dot college.
Okay.
Okay. So
Mhm.
that's the thing. Now loop, we are applying loop on a list here.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. And we are trying to print that element, whatever
Departments.
the element. Yeah.
Departments. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we use the class method here.
Mhm.
And let's say, I'll just show you.
Okay. So using class that variable, can you print object variables also? Other variables which you have declared inside in it. In it, like role and name.
We can actually do that, but that is of like
Your voice is breaking again.
we can do that, but we don't do it because this
Hello.
is yes. Hello.
No, no, your
Hello.
voice is breaking. Your voice is breaking. Hello. And we are able to see unstable network connection frequently.
Sure.
No,
I
no,
have.
Magesh. No, Magesh. I can hear Faisal.
So
I
you're
can
not
hear
getting
both of you. No, 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 no,
unstable network
no,
connection?
no, no, no. I can hear both of you.
Okay, fine.
Okay.
Maybe it's my problem. Okay, sorry for that.
All right, no worries. Let's say you can where did it go? Hold on.
So why I asked is like if this is permitting through this way, this class method, we have another alternate way also, right? Like what you did like previously, student dot like that. So
Hmm.
when we have already such facility, why do we need one more way of calling class variables?
See, this is defined as
That is my
like
question.
class variable. So I'm coming to that point. I just want you to be a little patient. Like just give me some time. Like I'm coming to that point because everyone will not be that fast. That's the thing. Hold on. I'll come to that point. So let's say um so I'll just give an overview of what we did. Okay. Now we have yes. Let me do some rules. Let's say, right, student. Okay, right, dot, pen. What do I append? Let's say I'll append one new department in this list. So, and let's say here I have, so I'll just try to do here. We'll try to specify the name of the college. So, okay, now I'll just create that. State roll number, name, getting it. In last year, yes. Now, student, did you understand what I'm doing here? Student dot departments dot append new department. So what I'm trying to do here is I'm using the class name, and I'm mentioning the department in which I want to append, and I'm giving the value that needs to be appended here. And when I run this, I get new departments. Is this clear?
Yes, sir.
When I do print student dot college, right? I'll do the same thing. Say we'll do departments. Getting it? Like this, you can do. I used the class name. You can do this. Okay. To access the class variable. Okay. Here I'm using the object name. Okay. Let's say here. This is the object name. Okay. It serves the college. Let's see one thing. I'll just show you. If you remember, we did what we did, I think S1 studying object created. Okay. So it works also here. Like I'm doing what? CLS. See this? Let's say like we get the departments. Let me say S1 dot get yes, I'm getting here as well. You see this? Is this clear now? Now let's show you. See, to come to this point, like you guys have question, right? Like why class method when we already have the object
Correct,
I mean
correct.
this
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
method.
yes.
Yes,
That is what
yes.
I'm looking
See,
for. Yes.
the thing is, you should understand that can you do things like this, like when you're mentioning class method, it is not possible for you to access this department. Is it possible for you to access this department because this is in the class level? It is not the attribute that is present inside an object.
Correct. Okay.
So that is the reason you create a method which is the class method, and then you can just mention that and you can use it. Is this clear?
Okay. Yesterday, did we not test that? Like using object variable, can we access a class variable? That we did not do that. I do
You
not
can
remember. Sorry.
say
Like
any.
using object, class object.
Mhm.
Yeah. If that is the case, then yeah, we have already that facility, right?
Yeah, see, here itself I've showed you.
Yeah.
See,
So they,
yeah.
yeah. Correct.
So what I'm trying to tell you is instance method are defined inside a class and are associated with individual instances related to objects of that class. So they are most common type of method that are used to perform operation or the action, like a behavior. Okay, but the class method are defined using add class method, like a decorator associated with the class itself. They are used when a method needs to access or modify on class level data or perform the operation related to class, but not specific individual objects. Class method receive the
Okay.
class itself by CLS, so there is a difference. When to use the instance method and the class method. We use instance method when you need to work with individual object instances, access or modify instance variable, and perform actions to specific object. We use class method when you need to work with class level data, perform the operation that affect the entire class, or provide alternative constructors. So, like instance method are tied to object instances. Class method associated with the class itself, like class level operation, you can say. Is this clear?
That's clear.
All right. Let me. You understand what method defined inside the class, which is not bound to anything, neither object nor class. Okay. What is static method? Like so far we have learned how many methods? We have method class method, okay, and the instance method, which was like you were using init, underscore init, right? So this one is static method, the method defined inside the class, which is not bound to anything, neither the object. For object, you were using self, init, instance variable, nor the class. Class was the class method in which you were passing CLS. Okay. So method, the static method is the method defined inside the class, which is not bound to anything, neither the object nor the class. Okay. Now, so let to we can write here to create a static create a static method. Let's see. We use static method decorating. Okay. Now, let's say we'll just add static method. Okay. And let's say I'm going to write the function. So let's say I'll write df. Write df. Print. Hello. Hey. No. And once I've created the option, I'll just try to write here. So that's one. Dot read. Now it should work. If I run this, what will happen? It should work or it should not work. Like when I run this, when I created instance method, I was getting error. When I created class method, I was getting error. Now I created the static method. This is this method greet is nothing but the static method. I've created the object. I'm calling s1.greet. What should I get? Like no argument is passed, nothing. I mean, no argument is being passed automatically by Python, like it was working in object case and class case. So what will happen? Can you tell me?
We will get have a nice day printed.
Right, exactly. It will work. The answer is it will work because the like what it says, the method defined inside the class, which is not bound to it is not bound to anything. I should get the answer. Right? It works. Is this clear? So what I mean to say is in static method, Python is not passing anything implicitly. In case of class, in case of object, self, it is passing. In case of class, it is passing the class name as student. In case of self, it is passing the object itself, which is S1. S1. Okay. In case of static method, it is not passing anything. It is just running it because it is not bound to anything. No extra argument, nothing. All right. Now, what can I say? Hold on, just give me a minute. Now, when you, I'll just give a sentence, okay? When you call a class method, object is not passed as the first argument. object is not passed means self is not there. Object is not present in the class method. Only the class is present in the class method. You cannot use self in the class method by standard. Okay. Self can only be used in the instance method. Understand this thing. Self can only be used in the instance method. Okay. CLS can only be used in the class method. All right. Now let's see the access specifiers. Okay. So the access specifiers, let's say anyone who has the accessibility, access specifier like accessibility, right? So accessibility of what? Accessibility of the variable or the method of the class. So let's say accessibility of the variables or methods of the class. Now, so let's say accessibility is nothing but like when you see like in SQL you do authentication and you before creating that you have to give the like the access, right? If they have the whole access or the admin access or different access, so it is nothing but the access. So what I'm talking about here is we have three kind of access. Okay, in every language OOPS concept you have this access. So one is public access, protected, and private. Okay, so I'll just show you. Public. So what is public access? It is accessible to everyone. Okay. Protected. And let's say this will be by default. Let's say example the variable anything. Whatever. Now let's say this thing. So just don't understand that it's a variable which is global, this and that. Just understand that this is the accessible thing that we're talking about of the variables and the methods of the class. Okay, just focus in this thing. Try to understand. Now, so let's say I'm going to write here protected is like what can I say? It's accessible to the class where it is defined. And you can say it's child classes. And if you like yesterday I told you, right, inheritance. So child classes and inheritance, do you understand when I write child classes here? Guys, tell me. When I say protected, it is accessible, okay, to the class where it is defined and it's child classes. Did you understand what I mean? Child classes. It is nothing but it is inheriting from its parent. So that is child class. Clear? Is this clear? Now let's say private. And let me mention here that here this one not outside the class. And I'll give you an example here. It will be underscore where equals to 100. Or you can write def underscore, let's say the name will be 1. Here it will be the normal definition function. I mean the method will be like M1. Here in private, accessible only to the class where it is defined, not anywhere else. Give an example underscore underscore where equals to 100, or you can define underscore underscore. Come on. Now, DEFM1 is just an example that I've taken here. Okay, this is how you have to, I mean, just understand that I've written underscore underscore 2 times here, underscore 1 time. So when I write underscore 1 time, it is protected, underscore underscore 2 time, it is private. Okay, and public is nothing but like a normal instance variable. It's nothing but a public. So if you see here, these are all nothing but public. Do you see anywhere I mention underscore underscore double underscore anywhere? I haven't. To the class, to like, I haven't done that. So you just have to understand that these are all public. Okay, public class, public method, public class method. Okay, now we will try to understand. We say, like, you guys, please respond that the child classes that I've written here, did you understand what is child class? I'll just show you. These are the child classes. This is the parent class. Class mammal is the parent class. Child class, dog and cat are inheriting from their parent class. Definition walk, self, they are inheriting, they are getting this definition. When I write here, dog 1 equals to dog method, I'm getting dog 1 dog walk method. I'm getting like I'm able to print walk. When I write cat 1 equals to cat method, I'm able to print cat walk, right? So it is inheriting the method from the parent class, this 2 class. So that is the, these are child, this is parent. So this is the child class. All right, is this clear? Now, let's say I need to tell you one thing. We'll actually see an example. In the example, I just show you. Okay. So I'll just create a class. Mention employee. And enter. It will be easy to understand if I just write company underscore name equals to, let's say, XYZ LTD. Okay. Now I'll write underscore department. Let's say this department is nothing but of HR. This is protected. Protected because we did like, see, I'll just write you probably. Public because we don't have any underscore. Like if you have any underscore here, then it will be like protected. Okay. Since we don't have any underscore here, it's public. All right. Now I'm going to write underscore salary equals to so okay. So they are making like we can like they're making money and this is really important for them. So they are going to make this as private. Still private. Right. Now, like I told you, like in our previous example, we haven't written any code like this. Okay, so all the things that we have written here is nothing but public. Okay, now I'll create an object. Let's say it's employee E1 equals to employee created. Now I'll write E1 dot company. So by definition, public access specifier can be accessible to everyone, means outside the class as well. So can we access it? Yes, we can. We can access it. Clear? Okay. Now let's say, all right. Can I do this with department? It says it's protected, right? All right, E1 dot underscore, like department. Okay. And what will happen? Can you guys tell me? We like to access outside the class. Protected. This one is protected. It is accessible to the class where it is defined and it's child class, not outside the class. Okay. Now what will happen? We can access by I cannot use it outside the class, but we can access this when we are inside the class. See? When we see the example here, but it is outside the class. I'm using this outside the class now. E1 underscore department. I'm using outside the class. I'm not inside the class. I'm outside the class. Okay. And the definition says that not outside the class. It is not accessible outside the class. What should be the answer if I run this? By definition, it says that it is not accessible. But look here, what happens. Something different. It's accessible. Now it's accessible. Right? So what I'm trying to tell you here is Python is so flexible that by definition, it says when you're using underscore department, it is protected. Okay. It is not accessible outside the class, but it is accessible because Python is flexible. It should not be able to access as per the definition. It is bound to anything, but not inside the class, not inside the child class. So it is able to access. If you look in different languages like Java, you can say like C++. So like every OOPS concept in other languages this is not like this. I mean, if you're saying that public, you cannot access like this. I mean, whatever the definition is, it will follow the definition. But here in Python, it is not like that. It's like you, it's like you have a gate. Inside the gate, you have dogs, and you have given, you are putting the board like beware of dogs. And the gate has been given to you, like you can open and come. So it's just like that. Okay. Is this clear? I'll just write it over here that in Python there is no true protected access specified. Okay. Right here. Protected access specifiers can be accessed outside the class. It is a standard which is used as an indication that it should not be used. Not be used outside the class, and be used inside the class or the child class. All right. Is this clear? It's an indication. That's what I'm trying to tell you. Now, let's look at the other thing that I have here. Where is, yeah, we have this one, salary. We came across public, protected, now understand private. Let's say E1 dot, all right, underscore salary. What should be the answer? Can you guys tell me anything? Like, can you guess? What should be the answer? Yes? Okay, no answer. So let's say I'm going to get an error. It's protected, right? This attribute, like there is no attribute underscore salary. All right. So let's say now I have a question. How can I see all the class variables if I want to see the class variables? Can you just tell me? How can I see the class variables if I want to see the class variables? I want to see all the class variables of employee. What I can do? I'll just go here. You can write here what help of the class employee. Okay. So do you see the company name XYZ Limited? It will give, the help will give you all the information that we have in the class, but it is not giving you the protected, like help is not giving you protected variable, private, it's hidden. Okay. Now let's say what I'll do is I'll just write here class name employee dot underscore underscore dict underscore underscore. Now, if you see employee, see, I have department equals to HR. It is exactly the same thing that I've written here. Where did it go? Here. This is exactly the same thing that I've written for public. But what is this? Like, why do I get underscore employee underscore underscore salary and then this? Because I've not written this. It's something different. Since it is private, it is protected like that. I mean, it's private. Python automatically does this. Employee. It is just giving the name of the class and giving an underscore. That's what it does. Now, if I tell you, Python is so flexible that you can even access the private thing. Get this. I'll just show you. Let me first just add the comment here. Like Python stores the private access expires by prefixing the class underscore class name to it. Okay. Now, what I mean this underscore where will be stored as, let's say, yeah, if underscore where is a private variable, it will be stored as, and let me just write the name of my class. So if my class, this is the name of my class has underscore where private variable, it will be stored as underscore the name of the class underscore where. Is this clear? That is what is happening here. I've stored underscore salary underscore where. My class name is employee. So underscore employee underscore salary. Is this clear? So what I mean is this is a concept. This is a concept called as name mangling. So you can call this is called as name mangling. Okay. Now, so what I'll do here is I'll try to get the salary, which is private. Okay. First, I was not able to get that. When I did like this, I'm not getting it. But when I do the same thing, I'll write here E1 dot employee. I'll write here underscore salary. Okay. And let me just mention here this. Okay. I'm getting it. You see this? So I just want to tell you something that in Python is flexible like it's just a flexible language. It will give the developer to do things, and like it is so flexible that I'm able to get the private information as well by doing this. Is this clear? Is this clear?
Yes, sir.
All right. So we will have one short break of 5 minutes. Is this okay? Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. We'll just take a short break of 5 minutes, and we will finish one more topic, and then we'll end for the day. Okay. Okay, you guys can hear me? Hello? Okay. So let's understand polymorphism, okay? Okay. Polymorphism in object-oriented programming it refers to the ability of different objects to respond to the same message. I mean, the method call in different ways. It allows object of different classes to be treated as object of a common superclass. Let's say, I'll just make you understand. Like, let's say class, right? Animal, okay? And I'll write define speak. And since this an instance, so like here, golden, and I'll write I can just write here what I can write. Say raise an error not implemented error. Okay. Mm, that means subclass must implement this method. Okay. Now I'll write class my bad. Class dog. Class always starts with capitals. I'll write animal. Okay. Def speak self. So I'll return now at class at a cat. It will inherit from animal. Right to polling that speak self return right. Okay. And we will try to create one behavior for polymorphism. So I'll write def make underscore speak method and pass animal. Okay. I'm passing animal so that I can use this animal inside with the method that I have created inside the, I mean, here, you see this here. So I just write here, return animal dot speak. Now run this. If I do here, let's say dog equals to dog. What let me just create this. Hold on. All right. Cat equals to cat. And I'll write here, say make underscore speak. And I'll write dog. Okay. We have created instances of different classes, which is dog and cat. We are calling the same method on a different object. This is the same object, I mean, same method on different objects. So what I mean is I'll make underscore speak, say cat. Now, what I'm trying to tell you here is these are the same same method I'm calling with different objects, right? So it is going to give me different output. See, is this clear? This is nothing but polymorphic behavior happening because of this particular thing. This is polymorphic behavior happening because of this method that we created. Is this clear? Now, let me make you understand what's happening here. Okay. We have a base class. We have a base class. We defined a base class animal with a method speak. This speak method in animal class, like in animal class, is marked as raise not implemented error. To it is just to enforce that a subclass must be provided if there is no implementation of this method. Okay. Now I've created, like, we have derived two classes, dog and cat. We have defined two classes, dog and cat, both inheriting from this animal class, like the parent class. So speak method representing the specific sound of each animal. Yes. Now, this particular polymorphic behavior that we have created here. So we have a function called make underscore speak. We call this speak method here. We call the speak method here on the animal object, which could be an instance of dog or cat. It can be anything. So the way we used it, this animal object can, like, see, it can be instance of dog and cat. So we created an instance of dog and cat by doing this. So now we pass these instances to this make speak and call the speak method on them. So this speak method is actually executing based on the actual type of object. If it is a dog, it is going to give you woof. It is, if it's a cat, it is going to give you meow. Is this clear? Is this clear? Hello? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, let's understand the other thing that we have here is abstraction. Okay. So abstraction is a fundamental concept in OOPS. Like, it involves hiding complex details. If, like, without exposing, like it will expose only the necessary behavior. I mean, it will not expose the functionality or the behavior to the outside world. Um, let's say you have a phone, you're dialing the number, and you are dialing the number, but there are so much of process going on inside that you don't know what's happening. It is getting connected to which tower, from that tower to which tower, like what's happening. You don't know what's happening inside. So that is nothing but abstraction. I mean, you're not able to see what's happening inside. Is this clear? All right. So it actually, abstraction actually promote code readability, usability, and maintainability. So let's try to understand an example of abstraction. Let's say I'll write from ABC import ABC, comma, can write abstract method. So we are importing this a library, abstract base class. Okay. So I'll just run this. I'll write here class, say shape. I'll pass here ABC. Okay. I'll mention here that this is an abstract method. So I'll write here abstract method. Okay. Def, and I'll create a method called def, like instance method. All this we'll just mention here to calculate the area of shape. Okay, and we'll write here pass. That's what we want to do here with this. Now we can create a class called as a rectangle, because we are trying to calculate the area of the shape, and the shape is a rectangle I'm taking here. Okay, so I'll just write here shape colon, so that it should take the argument. That's why I'm taking shape. Okay, now let's say I'm going to write here def underscore underscore init underscore underscore. I want self, right? First we'll write self, then we'll write length, 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 comma, the width. Okay, colon. I'll write self dot length equals to length. This length is the attribute. This length is the parameter. Okay, understand this thing. This is how you should write the program whenever you write it. Self dot width is equals to width. Okay. Now come down and I'll create df. I'm going to create the abstract here. Write self colon written what? Written self dot length into self dot, what is the area of a triangle? Length into breadth or length into width, whatever it is. So we are just multiplying that. Okay. Now let's say I'm going to create a class called as we'll try to find the circumference of a circle now. So this the shape I'm going to pass here. I'll write here colon. I'm going to write def underscore underscore init underscore underscore. Do you even understand like why do I write init here? Because I want to pass the argument. I have different classes. If I don't use init, if I don't use self, then I mean it's really impossible for me to do the things that I'm doing here. Okay, that is the reason we are using initializer. All right. Now let's say init. I'm going to take here self. In case of in case of uh circle, you just have the radius, right? So you're right, radius here, colon, and self dot radius equals to radius. Right now you have to mention def area self. What do you want to return? The operation. right? The operation which you don't want to show them. So you just have to write here 3.14. 3.14 is nothing but the pi value into what? The self dot radius, whatever that you are going to give as the argument in the radius argument. I mean, inside the circle. And pi r square. So r square is nothing but raised to 2. It's nothing but the square. Now comes the shapes. Okay. Shapes is a variable in which I'll just tell you what will happen. I'll take rectangle. In rectangle, I have two parameters. One is length, other is width. So I'll take 5, 10, and comma. I have circle. This is circle. It is taking how many parameters? Radius, just one. So I mean the argument that I'm going to pass here is 5, right? Now I'll run this. I'm not getting any output. So my output is inside shapes now. So what I'll do is for shape in shapes print shape, and I'm getting class. So hold on a minute. Let's just write. Why do I get yes? Hold on. No. Let me print it again. Okay. And hmm, just give me a minute. Okay. Let me use the format string then. Hold on. Type of this I'll take. And then dot underscore the underscore this. Yeah. So I'll write shape, not the shape dot area. Right. And I'm just mentioning this. So I'll get the name and I'll get the area. Let's see. Is this clear? Now, what I'm trying to tell you here is we uh we define an abstract base class, which is shape. Okay. It will inherit from ABC class. It is nothing but abstract base class provided by ABC module, which we have in Python. So the shape class declares an abstract method area, which is marked here as abstract method @abstract method. The abstract method have no implementation, like it must be overridden in because of this class. So by making area as an abstract method, we enforce that any subclass of shape, this is the subclass, any subclass of shape must provide its own implementation of area, right? So this this particular rectangle and circle are nothing but the concrete subclasses. We define two subclasses here, which is rectangle and circle, both inheriting from shape abstract class, right? So each subclass provides its own implementation of the area to calculate the area of specific shape. Is this clear? Is this clear? Hello.
Yes, yes, perfect.
Okay. So now we created instances of rectangle and circle and stored them in a list. This is nothing but the instances that we're creating, shapes equals to. Okay. We iterate through shapes for shape in shapes. Okay. The method on each object, since area is defined as an abstract method in shape, area is defined as an abstract method in shape. If you see this, area is defined as an abstract method in shape. Okay. The actual implementation, details of calculating the area length into width for rectangle and the radius into the radius raised to 2 for circle are hidden within the respective subclasses, demonstrating the abstraction by hiding complex implementation details. Is this clear? Is this clear?
Yes, sir.
All right. So this was how to use abstract, and let me just write over here. So, do you guys have any questions for me? Because we have completed OOPS.
Faisal, one query here. Here you are iterating and creating that objects, right, for the shapes. So that we can do as a normal object creation also, right?
Yes, we can do that. I mean, yeah, you can do that.
Okay. Okay. The main concept here is that you are actually hiding that main implementation
The
under that.
calculation. We are just hiding calculation.
Okay.
Anybody has any question? Because we are at the end of um OOPS concept. Like this is the last class, I think, because we have almost completed everything. And yeah, any questions if you got?
So what next, Faisal, after this oops?
Sorry.
So what is next means after this oops class?
I'm not sure what is next as of now. Mm, I mean, maybe you might have some one or two class of project session or something. I'm not sure. I'm not sure. I mean,
Okay.
someone from the staff will get in touch with you and tell you like what will be the next thing happening.
Mhm. Okay. Thank you.
All right. All right, then we will conclude this meeting here itself, and we will see. I mean, maybe we will take what do you call a project session or something. I'm not sure. Maybe I'm not sure. Okay. So you guys have like take care.